guys and gals. My name is Chastity, and I'm the creator of Boss Lady Gang. And in October, we are doing a series on mastering your mindset. Let me tell y'all, this is a very, very, very important subject because it's really actually kind of crazy, and I think God strategically let this happen this way. So basically, I created this little October plan to talk about a mastered mindset. And I asked my Facebook page, what do you guys want to see, or what topics do you want to explore in October? And everyone voted for mindset. And so basically all week leading up until this day, I've just been having different conversations with people about mentality and mindset. So it's a coincidence that we're actually going to be talking about this for the month of October. And I really, really, really want everyone to get the most from this series. There's going to be a workbook that will be provided to you. It's in the link in the description below. The workbook is kind of like a little notes workbook where you can use to keep track of notes throughout the series. So definitely take advantage of that. It is free. I created it specifically for this series. It has options on there to write down any quotes that I talk about. There's options to write down your 3 key takeaways from whatever session you're looking at. It's free. It is down below. You can also check out the Boss Lady Gang website to get that as well. Also, before we get started, I do want to say I have written a small mini ebook about mastering your mindset, and that is also available down in the description box below. So today we're going to talk about perception. And basically, when I'm talking about perception, I'm talking about the way that you view things in your life, the way that you view situations that happen in your life, the way that you interpret it, and the way that you understand it so that it's real to you. That is what I mean by perception. So, I mean, the official definition, I'm going to let y'all know what Google says. But the official definition of perception is the way of understanding and interpreting something. So, basically, perception is the way that you view something from your own personal perspective. Okay? So, let's talk about, I guess, why this subject is so important. Thinking about perception, if you want to talk about mastering your mindset, and when we talk about mastering our mindset, we're talking about changing our mindset, changing our mentality to a positive aspect, into a more positive attitude or whatnot. When we talk about mastering our mindset, it's important to talk about perception, because the way that you view something will totally determine the way that you perceive the results, the way that the results will come to you. So, thinking about perception, this topic is important because in order to really have a mastered mindset, you're going to have to work on the way that you view challenges that happen in your life. Follow me now. The way that you view challenges that happen in your life, you're going to have to change your perception of them. If you're a person that usually has a negative perception when something happens to you in your life, that's going to totally determine your motivation. It's going to determine what your next steps are going to be. So it's important that you conquer the way that you perceive things in order to elevate your mindset, okay? Hopefully that makes sense what I just said. So we've talked about why perception is important in mastering your mindset. Now we're going to talk about the 5 ways to change your perception about whatever situation you're facing. So the first thing that I want to say is changing your mindset the 5 ways that you're going to change your perception, one of the things I would say is to think about what you can learn. And to be honest, thinking about what you can learn is one of those kind of like old school principles. When you're faced with a challenge, you thinking about what you're able to gain from it is going to be way more beneficial than just focusing on the challenge itself. Like, literally, what do you get from focusing on a challenge just in and of itself, without thinking about, okay, first, what is this going to teach me? How can I use this challenge to benefit myself? How can I use this situation? What can I learn from this situation to make me better next time? To make me a better leader? To make me a better mom? To make me a better sister? A better wife? A better husband? What can I use that's for, if there are any men watching this, because Boss Lady Gang is not just for women. So, think about how can you use this challenge to make you better? And let me tell you, when you start to think of your challenges in a way that produces a learning outcome, there's literally no challenge that could ever affect you to the extent that you can't learn something from, that you can't gain something from. And that's how you're going to start to flip your mentality. So if you're facing a tough situation, let's just say, I don't know what, everybody has something going on in life, so everybody's situations are different. But let's say you're in school and your tough situation is, I guess, trying to pass a class or something like that. And maybe you failed one of your tests. Bummer. That's a bummer if you fail one of your tests. And let me tell you, I done been through school, bachelor's and a master's degree, and I don't plan to go back. If I go back, it's going to be the Jesus Christ himself telling me you need to go back. Because school is tough. School is tough because you have so many different other things that are going on in your life besides your school. Everything kind of happens at the same time, and that makes it super, super more difficult. So it's also about balance as well. But anyway, you failed one of your tests, and so instead of focusing on, oh crap, I failed this test, what am I going to do? You're going to take that failure of failing your test and you're going to use that as a learning outcome. You're going to level up for the next test. You're going to go through your test. Actually, what you're going to do is you're going to go talk to your professor, and you're going to go and see all the things that you didn't get right on the test and learn what you need to learn. You're going to be proactive. You're going to go to tutoring. You're going to put yourself in a place of success. You're going to take this challenge, this failure, and you're going to make sure that you put yourself in a position next time so that you can be successful, so you can win. You're going to take this failure and you're going to learn from it. But in life, things happen. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to fail sometimes, and that's okay. It is totally okay. It's okay to fail. You're not going to everyone doesn't get it right 100% of the time, and then that's okay. But what you can do is learn from those failures so that you can be a stronger person, so you can be stronger in those areas that you did fail in, okay? So that's what I mean about perception and determining kind of what you can learn from it. So here's a quote for you. I once heard that a wise man can see the lesson in everything. And I repeat, a wise man can see the lesson in everything. Every situation. If you are looking for the lesson, you're going to find it. You're going to find it, and it's going to be relevant to you. So take that in consideration next time you're facing a challenge and you want to change your perception about how you're viewing it to be more positive. Start to think about what you can learn from that challenge. Okay, so the next thing that you want to do is kind of think futuristically. Think about whatever challenge or situation that you're facing. think about it being only a temporary thing. That is the only way that is one of the ways, not the only way, but one of the ways that I'm able to cope with like challenges in life. Like thinking, this is not going to be permanent for me. Like this situation that I'm going through, I know that this is not permanent for me. I know that something great is at the end of this. I'm going to speak that something is great at the end of this. This is challenging, but it's gonna produce something great. So think about the fact that it's temporary. So when you think about something about this being temporary, it's going to help you to not get bogged down in the minute details of the situation. You know, you're going to start thinking about what is happening and what's going to happen for you in the future with this situation. Just like with the example about failing your test. Thinking futuristically is saying that, okay, I failed this test. This is a temporary matter. But now if I fail some more of these tests, I'm going to pass this class. Okay? So this is temporary. In the future, going forward for my next test, I am putting all these things in place to know that I'm not going to be here forever unless I want to be. Unless I don't set myself up for success. So you have to think about it that way. Think about the future. And that's kind of a way to hone in more positive energy surrounding your challenge of the things that you're going through. And you also have to think about challenges happen, but they don't always happen all the time. Life happens in segments. Life happens in places of peace. Life happens in places of chaos. And sometimes those seasons are longer than maybe they have been in the past, but you've experienced some type of challenge in the past, but it's just been a different challenge. And I feel like that's kind of how God set it up for us to experience these challenges in life, but they're going to be different in different ways because they are used to propel us to increase our faith, okay? So think about that. Number 3, find something to be grateful for. And I literally love this point because I feel like when you start to express gratitude in the midst of a challenging situation, that's a next level of faith. That's like when the Bible says confusing your enemies type of faith. That's the type of faith that is not easily, I guess, seen or easily to portray, is what I'm trying to say. So find something that you're grateful for. Think about, okay, well, I didn't pass this test, but at least now I know what I need to work on. At least now I know, okay, I didn't pass this test. Now I know this is what I need to do going forward, and this is going to help me going forward. Okay, I know this job opportunity didn't work out for me, but now I feel more comfortable in job interviews. Now I'm grateful that I was able to interview for this job because going forward, I know what to expect in interviews. I know what to expect in the job application process, and I know what to expect for the type of jobs that I am applying for. And so that goes back to point 1, thinking about what you can learn from the situation. Okay? So find something to be grateful for. I think about situations like sometimes when I don't have a good day at work, it's just I want to gripe and I want to complain and I want to go home. I want to go home most of the time. But I think about the future. I think about, okay, what's happening here at work is only preparing me for my next step in life. If I failed at something at work, it's only going to prepare me for what's next for me. I know that this is temporary. God has other things for me. I know that I'm going to be able to use this as a lesson. So I'm grateful for this challenge right now because this challenge is teaching me how to be better at my job, how to be better as a leader and how to be, better as a person. So, find something to be grateful for, and that's going to help you to stop complaining and stop griping and stop being so bogged down in negativity. Capiche? Number 4, develop an outside looking in approach. So basically what I mean by this is looking outside of your problem. In this case, I like to say, go around and, talk to people, find you some mentors that are good mentors to you, that's going to give you wise counsel. Find you some mentors and let them know about your situation and get an outside perspective. Because sometimes when you're so knee deep into your problem, you're not really able to conjure up the right solutions. Sometimes you just can't. And sometimes it takes getting someone in that can look outside and say, girl, this is what you need to do. Psh, that's it. That's all you need to do right there. And then you don't look at it and say, oh, that was very simple. I was overthinking this. So definitely take an outside looking in approach to your problem and get you some mentors that can help you see your challenge holistically. And the final point that I want to talk about is adopting a 5x5 mentality. Let me tell you, I had to do the ghetto clap on that one because I read this one day. It's called the 5x5 mentality. So basically what it means is if it won't matter in 5 years, I won't waste 5 minutes on it. Okay, let that sink in your spirit. Why? We're not going to waste time on it if it's not going to benefit me in 5 years. Why? Once you start thinking about it like that, it's kind of like, yeah, it's a lot of stuff I'm about to stop wasting my time on because it's obviously not going to be beneficial for me in the next 5 years of my life. So think about that. Adopt the 5x5 challenge. And I encourage you to go look it up, Google it. I mean, it's a very popular principle about perception and worrying and how to spend your time and your energy focusing on the right stuff. So I encourage you to look that up as well. So the final thing that I want to encourage you guys to do, I have a question for you. I want you to think of a challenge that you're facing right now and think through what you can learn from that challenge. Do that for yourself. And I want you to write this down on your workbook, download the workbook below, or check out the Boss Lady Gang website and download the workbook to determine and, fill this out and let me know in the comments, what challenge, if you care to share, what challenges you guys have been facing and some of the things that you have learned from it. I would love to chat with y'all. So again, that is day 1 of the Mastered Mindset series. Again, my Mindset for Success ebook is available for sale. But thank you guys. Love you. Peace.